You for not judging me. Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. If you can't tell by the music that I listen to, like music really does determine my mood and my attitude and my joys and my happiness and my sadness and my love. And so music is a love language. It absolutely is. Yesterday I was super sad, and I was super sad yesterday because of everything that's going on in the world. There's just so much chaos that's going on. We called Uncle Timmy, who is a Black Republican, who just kind of broke down the history of what's going on in different countries. And I don't feel better. I'm lying. But I did speak to my mentor, Dr. Tia Martin, and she was just like, Tayla, what are you going to do about it? You could be hurt. You could be in your feelings. You can have emotions, but what are you going to do about it? And I felt like I can't do nothing because Hagar's son is a bastard and he's mad. Like, there's really nothing that I can do about what's going on in the Gaza Strip except for make sure that we are discussing it and we are talking about it and making sure that people know what's going on in the world, what's going on in Colombia as far as we the people standing up for their rights because they're having their health care taken away. They're having their human and basic rights taken away and having their taxes completely increased to be able to fund the wealthy. Sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Because that's exactly what's happening here in the United States. And so, with that being said, let's read some of these news before we get into doing all that you can do, because that's all that you can do. Do what you can because that's all you can do. As far as news is concerned, it is revealed that there are 8 million job vacancies, and most of them have been vacant since 2000. So the last 21 years, these jobs have been vacant. And then we as Americans are like, yo, go back to your country. I don't want you stealing my jobs. You don't even want these jobs. They've been around for 21 years and no one's taken them yet. So let them come and let them do something, because maybe Taco Bell will be open, because there are so many fast food restaurants that are closed. I was talking to my sister the other day and she was like, yo, the kids wanted McDonald's. So I took them to McDonald's. Don't say nothing to me because I already know what you're going to say about McDonald's. But I took them to McDonald's and we waited in line for 45 minutes. You could have went home and cooked a whole meal. It wasn't like it was delivery and you waited 45 minutes for delivery. You waited in a line? I ain't got the patience. I would have went home. Come on, I'm gonna make you these pancakes real quick. A lot of the fast food restaurants are noticing a decline. Nobody wants to come to work because of, you make more. So on top of your unemployment, you get your unemployment, which is like $50, $100, $300. And then you get an additional $300 on top of that for literally just staying home, not doing a damn thing except for working on your side hustle. I get it. I get why people don't want to get to work. And so the Biden handouts make it pay to stay at home. So Biden is under increasing pressure as employers blame his weekly $300 payments for keeping workers at home. Stores are scrambling to find workers as vaccinated consumers return back into the marketplace. Labor Department says that vacancies hit a record high of 8.1 million vacancies of jobs. Bank of America analysts said that Biden's extra benefit means anyone earning more than $32,000 a year is better off staying at home. Iowa is the latest state to ditch the payment in order to get people back to work. And honestly, in my opinion, it's going to be difficult to get people back to work because so many people because of the pandemic, chose to work on their entrepreneurial self and chose to work on their quote unquote side hustle and make it their actual business. As far as the war of what's going on in the Gaza Strip is concerned, 2 senior Hamas intelligence chiefs were killed as Israeli tanks line up on the Gaza border. And Militants will pay a very heavy price for the 130 rockets fired at Tel Aviv. 36 Palestinians are dead, including 10 children and 5 Israelis. Israel unleashed a barrage on the Gaza in the early hours of Wednesday, as they said it was the biggest since 2014. 2 Hamas intelligence chiefs were killed, and 3 military commanders had their homes destroyed. In the city of Lod, Lod, Lod. Thank you, the truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These workouts are not easy. I have less arm dimples. My secondary wave is going away slowly. It's still there. But my push-up game is a lot better than it was. My freaking ab game is crazy right now. My abs are killing me. Sunday, I ate like ish, and I felt every calorie, and it really made me think about, not even think, like it put consciously for me, made me realize that I am what I eat, and what I ate on Sunday. Like, I had crab ragoon. I make it seem like I ate so horribly on Sunday, but I had 3 sugar cookies that Devon made, and I had pad thai, and I ate. It really was them 6 crab ragoons that made me, I felt horrible. Because first of all, it's not even crab, and then all of that, that cream cheese-ish type situation, I had all of this mucus in my throat. Mind you, we put dairy down. We dropped dairy when I was pregnant with baby Rain. So during my entire pregnancy with baby Rain, I could not eat any meat, and I couldn't eat any dairy. He didn't like it. I threw up. I didn't have any type of like morning sickness or morning illness. I never was nauseated unless I ate meat or dairy products. And so I couldn't even eat freaking pizza, or I was regurgitating all of it. And so I want to say, like, when he was about 18 months, I tried to get back at what it was Alfredo. So I love Alfredo. And so I tried Alfredo, didn't work out for me, got sick all over again. But I was glutton for punishment. So I continued to try it again and again and again and again. And so now it still doesn't work out for me, the meat nor the dairy. And so it's been a long time since I've had dairy in my life. And then when I ate those 6 crab ragoons, I didn't feel good because of the dairy. I didn't feel good because of the fried of the crab ragoon. And then the sugar cookies put me over the edge on, like, it was a lot. And I'm working on an 80-20 diet, 80% raw, 20% cooked. It is so difficult in life, y'all. Like, it's really hard. Working out is hard. Being mindful of what you put into your body is hard. It's even harder when you live in Roxbury. You damn near live in a food desert. All of the foods are over pesticides and non-genetically, all are genetically modified organisms, no freaking seeds and any, like, it's super difficult and really expensive when you try to eat the way that you're supposed to eat as a human being. And so I am navigating those challenges, but absolutely loving the way that I feel during the workout, after the workout. I love the burn. I crave the burn. I have a very addictive personality. All I have to do is do it a couple times, and then I'm addicted, and I want it. I crave it. I yearn for it. And so I'm not there yet where I'm just at home doing push-ups by myself, but I'm like, hey, yo, Reggie, are you available today? Can we spend some time today? Like, you would have thought he was with the side dude, because I be wanting to spend. I'd be like, Reggie, can we spend time today, please? Going back to the story about what's going on in Gaza Strip, the United States President Joe Biden is being kept updated, and Nancy Pelosi appeared calm, and she's like, yo, we need to figure this out. Donald Trump issued a statement blaming Biden for the unrest, accusing him of being weak. Tensions throughout Ramadan exploded into a riot on Temple Mount on Monday that left hundreds injured. And so we will continue to follow the story and other international stories that nobody else wants to talk about, because I do. And we are going to continue to take a moment of prayer for all of those that have lost their homes, have lost a loved one, because there is no reason why 10 children need to be dead right now, period. The Republican state revolt against Joe Biden's handout. So as of right now, I read earlier that Iowa was the next state to let go of the $300 unemployment benefit. And so right now there are 11 GOP governors now refusing Biden's $300 unemployment benefit to make it impossible for employers to fill jobs. And so Republican governors in 11 states are declining the $300 a week boosted by unemployment benefits to help during the COVID pandemic, with Idaho and Iowa the latest to withdraw from the $300. The governors claim that the extra $300 is incentivizing people to stay home and making it harder to fill jobs. So jobless in Iowa, Wyoming, Idaho, North Dakota, Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, Montana, South Carolina, and Alabama. I don't know why we surprised that those are the states that are named. Will not receive extra money from June in order to encourage people to get back to work. Experts claim that those that make $32,000 before the pandemic can now make the same or more with combined benefits from state and federal government, encouraging people to stay home. Our economy has come back and we have jobs in the plenty, said Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson. We cannot pay extra compensation for workers to stay at home. President Joe Biden was forced to defend his controversial expanded benefits on Monday and said he did not see much evidence that this $300 a month had encouraged people to stay unemployed. Reinstated a pre-pandemic policy requiring people to search for work and take suitable jobs offered. If you don't remember, we read that on Monday as well. Florida, Virginia, Georgia, and North Carolina declare a state of emergency over gas shortages after the Colonial Pipeline hack, as 1,000 fuel stations run dry in the southeast as people panic buy. And so the truth of the matter is there really isn't a short supply. What it is people are over, like just like the bread shelves. We have plenty of bread. If you go to the store today to see bread, it's going to be there. But if I say tomorrow is going to snow, everybody's going to go to the store and buy bread. And then it's, when you think about what happens in your own household and you overbuy something, what happens? It goes moldy, you throw it away. So it's really a waste. Ralph North, well, with gas, it doesn't go bad, so you can still keep it. You'll just have gas for later. Ralph Northam, Brian Kemp, governors of Virginia and Georgia, declared a state of emergency on Tuesday. On Monday, the governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, took a similar step to deal with the fuel crisis. The moves are designed to limit the fallout from the pipeline hack, which began on Thursday of last week. The pipeline was shut down from Friday to Monday due to a ransom attack from Russian-based hackers. The 5,500-mile pipeline is being brought back online, but service will not be fully restored until the end of the week. The national average for retail gasoline right now is $2.98 on Tuesday, which is a 7-year high. Remember when the gas used to be $5 in California? It was like three. It was three something, like close to $4 here in Massachusetts. I never want to see them type of gas prices again. And it shouldn't, because just like gas, just like diamonds, gas are in abundance. And just because we have a small group of people making it readily available, the truth of the matter is we actually need to use this opportunity to stand our ground and to demand that they stop hiking up the price of gas and stop playing us for fools. First of all, gas could be, if we really was looking at gas the way that it should, just like a damn diamond, which is trash, we should be paying about $2 a gallon for gas. What's going on? How are you? Good rising, good rising. Gas really ain't that high, but we allow gas to be that high because they be like, oh, so there's turmoil going on in the world. We have to. Who complained? Aside from what the hell you talk about on Facebook and what you say to your friends on the phone, are you really talking to? What politician are you having a conversation with? What are you doing in order to stop the nonsense as is gas? Nothing at all. None of us. Not even me. Because we don't think we have any right or power to do so. Yet our tax-paying dollars pay for all of this. All of this. And then you have lobbyists on the federal level going in and making buddy deals. I digress. The national average is $2.98 on Tuesday, which was a 7-year high. The last time average gas prices were above $2.99 was back in November of 2014. Fears of a looming shortage have already prompted panic buy, with gas stations running out of fuel. Motorists are also lining up in Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. The pipeline, which runs from Texas to New Jersey, transports 45% of the East Coast supply. The FBI has confirmed that the hacking collective DarkSide was responsible for the attack. This particular plant is based in Atlanta, Georgia, and has not said whether it paid a ransom with the hackers. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday denied any involvement. I would love a conversation with Vladimir Putin. I would really I really have a lot of questions for him. That would be a dope interview, actually, because I feel like he's super honest, and it would be like the answers that you don't want, but you wish your government would tell you type situation. When I paid over $3, I now have an attitude. I never want to see $4 prices again as far as gas is concerned, ever. I don't even like this $2.99 business. I don't even like this $2.89 business. I didn't like $2.69. Like, I didn't like none of them. I was telling the kids, I was like, back in my day, I remember when gas was 99 cents, and if you went to the South, it was 79 cents. I remember being in the car on long road trips and it being super. How you do this thing? Who did this? One of them damn kids. I don't want to hear none of this. If I back it up, would you? Okay. And so, in other news, we got to take a break in a minute, though. A jealous boyfriend slaughtered 6 in a Colorado birthday massacre because he didn't get an invitation to the party. 6 people were killed at Colorado Springs birthday party early on Sunday rising when a gunman named Tedro, because that was the name of Ethiopia's former king, Tedro. Macias Jr., 28, opened fire. The victims were identified by family members as Melvin Perez, 30, his brother Jose, 21, and their mother Joanna, 53. Also killed in the shooting was Perez's wife, Myra, 32, and Myra's sister, Sandra, and their brother Jose. Sandra was the boyfriend of Macias, who had a history of jealous and controlling behavior towards her. When Macias finished shooting, he took his own life. Cops said that Macias has been in a fight with the family ever during the event. During an event at a prior weekend at a different home. He was not invited to this family gathering, and the evidence support that he became upset over the lack of invitation. The chief of police said the family had no knowledge or warning that he was coming on Saturday. Macias has had a history of jealous and controlling behavior towards his victim, and now our whole family is dead because he wanted to be in his feelings. He was described as being quiet and serious by those who knew him, but his Facebook account shows pictures including machine guns and piles of cash. But you can copy paste those off the internet, baby. Those don't necessarily mean that they're yours, but it's crazy how Mental health is real, and so is machismoism. Uh, say he was crazy as hell. He was crazy. Hey Taylor, what's going on, Clyde? The truth is right. Drink more water than food. There's also vegan replacement meals, protein shakes that can add to your Live It plan. Oh, you know about my Live It? Yes, because I'm not on a diet. I'm on a Live It. Thank you, thank you. So when I saw my mom on Sunday for Mother's Day, she was like, "Hey, skinny face." When I was younger, my face was a lot thinner, and then I plumped out, and so my face did too. Really quickly, Hamas confirmed several of its top commanders have been killed in airstrikes as Israel vows more attacks to bring total long-term quiet after the UN warned they are headed for full-scale war. Like, I don't think you guys my feelings felt this. I absolutely felt this. I knew it was coming. I don't want it. I would love for us throughout the day to continue to pray for the Gaza Strip. And I don't get it how the bastard the one that's mad. If anything, it should be like, but that does make sense though, because when you look at all of the movies, it's all the protagonist is always the bastard. It's always the black sheep of the family. Nah, technically the black sheep is the one that comes out and triumphs. And so maybe that's what I don't know what they're trying to do, but I just pray to God that they sit their ass down somewhere. And like, these are actual human lives. So regardless of the history of it all, there is way too much land. There's too much, like, for crying out loud, if I could, I would go buy some of the South Carolina islands and bring me and my whole family out there and live on the water. If I could, that's what I would do. The army will continue to attack to bring total long-term quiet. Only when we reach that goal will we be able to speak about a truce. There's no truce if you just killed everybody. That was the defense minister, Benny Gantz, on Wednesday. Despite growing alarm, last night barrage leveled tower blocks in Gaza as the death toll rose to 43 Palestinians, now including 13 children. Rockets from suspected Hamas strongholds have killed 5 Israeli, including 2 women and a child. The Israeli military said militants have fired more than 1,050 rockets since the conflict began on Monday. Just after daybreak Wednesday, Israel unleashed dozens of airstrikes in the course of a few minutes. 2 infantry barricades were dispatched to the area of the downed Hamas drone, raising fears that it is now on ground invasion. I cannot imagine. Please, God, protect them babies, protect them children, create a way for safety. You want to know what's absolutely insane? So last night I had a dream, and I had a dream that there were gunmen all over the place in a ground invasion. So there were gunmen all over the place, and I was just trying to find some way to hide the kids. And I was like, listen, we're gonna hide in here, we're gonna close the door, we're gonna lock the door, and then I'm gonna do magic and they won't be able to see the door. Yo, in my in my dream, I was going to mysteriously, magically make the door invisible so they didn't know the door even existed and would walk right past. This is crazy. So it's not just Florida. Breakdown of where America's richest city dwellers fled during the pandemic reveals that many found hidden gem locations in Salt Lake City and Phoenix. So Caldwell Banker has released a 132-page report detailing insights into the luxury market and how people are fleeing taxes and restrictive COVID-19 mandates. So ideas about the wealthy in itself has also shifted as affluence set sights on intangible luxuries like family, health, safety, security, and space. So the Phoenix as well as Denver and Dallas were listed as secondary markets on the rise, or cities where luxury buyers had not previously bought as many homes. Louis Lee with Caldwell Bank in Colorado said it was relocation on steroids when companies gave employees the freedom not to come into the office. Luxury markets that exceeded real estate experts' expectations included Salt Lake City and Sacramento, California. And so Molly Jones, who is also with Caldwell Banker in Salt Lake City, said it was like a flip switch. In May, the Utah Capitol saw its biggest year by far. The report also said that pandemic redefined the priorities of the affluent and noted some buyers sought a second home or an escape house. And the rest of us are here wondering how we get rid of our kids. Not me. I was actually really excited during the pandemic because we watched a lot of movies together. We ate a lot of popcorn together. We had a lot of fun during the pandemic, like pre everybody Zoom. It was fun. I think we stayed up until like 6 a.m., slept until 4 p.m. Like we didn't do a damn thing. I miss pre-pandemic, like pandemic days. I really do. When coyotes were running the streets, when you could look out the window and be like, yo, are those turkeys? When nobody wanted to go. Y'all remember when nobody went even in their backyard? Nobody wanted to go outside. It was like a zombie apocalypse and everybody was in hiding. That was one of my favorite times in life. That was one of my absolute most memorable moments on this here earth. When you couldn't go nowhere, you couldn't do nothing. People were so scared to go to the grocery store. You were getting dropped off groceries. And you had to wait 3 days because everybody else was dropping off groceries too. What we saw was a massacre by a firing squad. So body camera footage shows that Andrew Brown Jr. did not drive into cops who shot him dead. Lawyers for his family said that they were allowed to watch 18 more minutes of the 2-hour video. And so attorney Chance Lynch on Tuesday said the footage showed Brown was sitting in his stationary car with his hands on the wheels when officers first opened fire on him. He said that Brown actually did the opposite of driving at the officers, reversing and turning his car to go the opposite direction after cops opened fire. Lawyers described Brown's death as a massacre by a firing squad as they called for the arrest, conviction, and long-term prison sentence of the lying-ass police officers. Brown's family was shown 18 minutes of the 2-hour footage on Tuesday. Before this, they had only seen a 20-second clip of the shooting. Calls have been mounted for authorities to release all body camera footage. Brown, 42 years old, was shot dead on April 21st by the county sheriff deputies. The father of 10 was inside of his car outside of his house in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, when officers were serving him a drug-related warrant. I'm sorry, is it 2021 and we're still serving warrants for drugs? If you look on Mass Ave, you can literally learn how to inject yourself with meth or heroin. I don't even know what the drugs are. I only smoke weed and do a little alcohol sometimes. But I have never knew what to do, but I learned a lot being at a red light. I learned you put something on a spoon and you put some fire underneath it. Like I'm so serious. I'm being an ass, but I am being a very serious ass right now. 100% facetious. I literally learned how to do drugs at a stoplight. I think that needs to be my next YouTube, how I learned how to do drugs at a stoplight. But then they keep telling me that it's inhumane for me to record them doing drugs at a stoplight. I don't know how. Like you chose to be if you chose to do it in a public place, how is it inhumane for me to record you doing what you planned on doing in public? That's if I decide that I'm gonna have sex in public, you best believe everybody gonna record it. And if it get posted online, that's my fault. Take responsibility for your actions. But it's scary because Baby Rain was looking out the window and I was just like, I just want to go. Like, I just want to go. And you know that kids are doing now that stupid thing is like I don't even know what that means. I hate it. I told my kids, don't do it. No mas. It's ridiculousness. I know what it means, but I don't know why it even started. With that being said, let me go pay these bills. We'll come back. We have some more news stories, and then we're going to talk about you have to do what you can do. No, do what you can because that's all you can do. I think I butchered it once again, but we'll be back.
No two ways about it. The past year has seen little but challenge after challenge. Now change is in the air, and a chance to get back to the things we love is right in front of us. Back to family and friends, back to travel, back to dancing, dining, and shows, back into the community we've so missed. Do your part. Get vaccinated safely and for free. Schedule your appointment now at bmc.org/get vaccinated.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, homeownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tayla made real estate easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Tayla Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
With every vaccination, we're taking a step toward a better future, a step toward seeing our friends, toward family gatherings and backyard barbecues, toward cheering for our home teams at Fenway, the Garden, and Gillette, a step toward hugging grandma. Every vaccination brings us one step closer to hope. Hope is what we need. With the COVID-19 vaccine, hope is what we have. Join us. Get vaccinated. Have hope. Call 311 or visit boston.gov/COVID-19-vaccine.
You are enjoying the miracle of radio.
Radio. New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. How you doing, y'all? How you doing? And so I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. Today is the day that the Lord have made. I am rejoiced and so glad in it. And so, yo, I saw my 5th video. Where's Where's Billy? I saw my 5th video of somebody putting a magnet on their arm on their injection site. If you or someone you love was recently injected with a COVID-19 vaccine, can you please go on the refrigerator, go get a magnet and see if it sticks to your arm and send me a picture? Even if it falls, I just want to see, because everybody else is posting videos and I just want to see it for my damn self. And so really quickly, I just want to let you know what's on my current story right now for Instagram. So let's go. Bam. I want to see another one. I want to see somebody do it. So right now, Ilhan Omar posted, McDonald's CEO pay $10.8 million, median worker $9,100. And this is for the year. Let me be clear. So McDonald's CEO pay for the year, $10.8 million. A median worker's pay, $9,124. Walmart CEO, $22.6 million. Median worker pay, $20,942. Nike CEO, $54.5 million. Median worker, $28,142. We don't suffer from scarcity. We suffer from greed. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Chris, when you get a chance, can you please, if you know somebody that you love that recently got the vaccine, can you just put a magnet on their arm and tell me if it falls? I don't know nobody that got the damn vaccine, so I can't do it. Trust me, if I could, I would. Biochemical melanin found in Black people is worth 8 times more than gold. Just so you know. And that's the random news updates that I wanted to give you via my Instagram feed. And so all of the news that we read throughout the day comes from allacesinc.com/news. So this is Dr. Tia Martin's brainchild that she created that has all of the dump. Your sensei got it yesterday. Can you just put a magnet on your sensei's arm and see if it sticks? Like, just take a video of you putting a magnet on his arm, and I want to see if it falls or if it sticks. And anybody that you know that got the vaccine, it can be fake news. I just want to see it be fake for myself. I'm a Taurus. Like, I got to see it with my own eyes. You can't be like, no, Tayla, it's fake. Okay, that's great. But can we still put a magnet on your arm, though? Because I ain't finna get it. So I'm not using myself as a test dummy. But Chris said that he will. And when Chris does that, Chris, when you going to see a sensei? Because I'm going to keep asking. I want all the smoke, all the videos. TaylaAndre.com. You can inbox me everywhere, anywhere. It's all TaylaAndre on all social medias. Can you please, if you know somebody who got the vaccine, just go to the refrigerator, get you a magnet, and see if it sticks. I don't care if it fall. I don't care if it stay. I just want to see what happens in real time. And you're going to see your sensei tomorrow. And you are, okay, so tomorrow's Thursday. So on Friday, you'll check back with us on Friday with a picture and or a video of whether or not it fell or if it was magnetized with whatever it is the sensei got shot up with because of it. Oh, and one of the things that I do want to know is which one of the 4 vaccines did they get? That is, I'm really excited about this. Thank you. Do you know anybody else? Everyone else watching, do you know somebody who got the vaccine? Simple magnet test. Hashtag magnet test. I want to see it from my own eyes. In other news, Black Scooby-Doo burglar wore a lifelike white man mask complete with fake hair and glasses to commit 30 burglaries across Los Angeles. So he is a black man who is being accused of using a lifelike white man mask complete with fake hair and glasses as a disguise while he committed burglaries in the LA area. I have to show this to y'all. And so the new people that just turned in, I am looking for the magnet challenge. If you know somebody who was recently shot with the COVID-19 vaccine, I want to know if the magnet is going to stick. Please take pictures and or videos and send them to me, TaylaAndre.com. I don't know what's going on in Buckhead right now, but y'all just heard. I'm sorry, it's the coconut. So what I'm looking for is prosthetics. White man wearing black. White man wearing black man. So it has him. Okay, so it has the same hair he is. Look at this. Yo, it looks so real though. Can y'all see that? And yes, you may friend me. I don't know if I have space, but if they let me have space, I absolutely will accept your friend request. And so there was a video. That's really what I'm trying to show you guys is the video of this white dude who's just like, it even got the pectoral muscles. It got the vein going down. I feel really good about this. Here go another one. Yo, the one that I want to find for y'all, he had the arms. It was like a whole glove. That's a white man in a black man body, in a black man suit. I be trying to show y'all all types of ridiculousness. You see that lace front? Why the nose gonna be so big though? That is not realistic. Come on, camera. That is a white man. Yo, I cannot find the one that I really want to show you, but when I do, I will pull it up and I will show you. Like, it is. He was like, what's it called? Silicone. That silicone. Silicone. Black man. But it's not. How do you suit? Black man suit. Black man suit. Because it was a suit. Because it had like, he put on the chest. Andrea, you think I'm playing. Like, I am not sitting here playing no game. I'm not. Is this the guy? No. Because he was like back a little further. This is it. I think this one is it. And I don't know if it's going to let me. Look, with the chest, though. With the chest. It's a white man inside of a masked black man. And the one that I really want to find is like, he went ahead and he was putting on the gloves. He was putting on, like, he was like, yeah, they fit. They're perfect. They fit perfectly. This is another one of a white man wearing a black man silicone mask with hair. Wait for you to see his hand though. Yo, do your own due diligence. I'm just trying to show y'all. You have no words, and this ain't even the realistic one that I'm really trying to show y'all. The one I'm really I feel like I'm about to go play some music real quick because I actually want to find the video that I saw. The video that I saw, I was like, how? Because it looks so real. Look. Yeah, it's called The Soul Man, y'all. The Soul Man. Y'all play with me if y'all want to. I don't be out here joking. Do your own due diligence, though. So, now that y'all see they ain't playing no games out here, I just want to throw it. I just want to throw that out there. Yep, $600 to be a whole black man. Absolutely. Yep. But this particular black man turned himself into a white guy and committed 30 burglaries. Yep. 30 different break-ins. Police executed a search warrant of his home and found other items that connected him to dozens of other break-ins across Los Angeles. Absolutely. He should have switched up his white man, though. He should have switched up his bodysuit. In other news, is anybody taking moringa powder? Is anybody taking maca powder, maca root? Who is out here on their fitness? Like, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about what supplements are you currently taking outside of the foods that you eat. Personally, I just started 10 days ago, 14 days ago. I just started with a product called Immunicow. I want to talk about that at a later date. We're gonna bring Shauna on air to talk about it because I don't have enough information to talk about it. But yo, the compensation plan though. The community compensation plan. Mm-mm. A person in Maine called the police after discovering human skeletal remains while cleaning out their father's old home after his death. So they're like, I think my daddy killed somebody. The family of Douglas Scott, 82 years old, who died earlier this year, found human remains on his property in Casco, Maine on Saturday. Skeletal remains were found in an outbuilding and taken for examination. It could take weeks to determine the person's identity and the cause of death. Maine State Police said they do not think that it is a threat to the public because the bones has been there for so long. It's probably a missing persons from the 1970s, or at least that's what my soul told me when I read the article. NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft heads for Earth with asteroid samples. You do know that there's like an entire asteroid that is bigger than New York City that has like emeralds, diamonds. They're trying to mine asteroids right now in order to sell the organic elemental, the elements, I guess that would be the right word for it. They want to sell diamonds, they want to sell rubies, they want to sell emeralds, they want to sell us all of these things, and they want to mine a freaking asteroid. But that's a completely different article from this one. Nearly 5 years in space, NASA's origins, spectral interpretation, resource identification, security, regolith explorer. I have no idea what any of that means, but OSIRIS-REx spacecraft is on its way to Earth after 5 years with an abundance of rock and dust from the near-Earth asteroid Bennu. On Monday, May 10th at 4:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the spacecraft fired its main engines full throttle for 7 minutes, its most significant maneuver since it arrived at Bennu in 2018. This burn thrust the spacecraft away from the asteroid at 600 miles per hour, nearly 1,000 kilometers per hour, setting it on a 2.5-year cruise towards Earth. After releasing the sample capsule, OSIRIS-REx will have completed its primary mission. It will fire its engines to fly by Earth safely, putting it on a trajectory to circle the sun inside of Venus's orbit. But after orbiting the sun twice, the OSIRIS-REx, we'll just call it OSIRIS-REx, spacecraft is due to reach Earth September 24th, 2023. Upon return, the capsule containing pieces of Bennu will separate from the rest of the spacecraft and enter Earth's atmosphere, and the capsule will parachute to the Utah Test and Training Range in Utah West Desert. I think it's so dope and so cool that they can do the mathematical calculations in order to figure out where exactly it's going to land. I think it's dope. I love science. I love technology as long as it's for good and not for evil. And it's too many times that when it's put in the hands of powers, they just do whatever the hell they want to do with it and screw humanity. And that's really why I think we are exploring so much of space, is because did you know that NASA was originally supposed to be exploring water? NASA was supposed to be exploring our oceans. How the hell you end up in outer space? So my cousin, who is so far from a conspiracy theorist, was just like, you know what I think it is? I think they found something in the water and they were like, we got to get the hell out of here. Uh-oh. Yes? Good afternoon. I'm not open doors. You don't talk. And so OSIRIS-REx, many accomplishments demonstrated the daring, innovative way in which exploration unfolds in real time. The team rose to the challenge, and now we have a primordial piece of our solar system heading back to Earth, where many generations of research can unlock its secrets. To realize the mission's multi-year plan, a dozen navigation engineers made calculations and wrote computer code to instruct the spacecraft when and how to push itself away from Bennu. After departing from Bennu, getting the sample to Earth safely is the team's next critical goal. This includes planning future maneuvers to keep the spacecraft on course throughout its journey. Again, I think it is absolutely amazing that this is where we are in 2021. I'm just waiting for the flying cars. And so President Joe Biden approves the first offshore wind farm in the United States, launching new domestic energy industry. And so I love, 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 love this, because we need to move as far away from oil as humanly possible. And I completely understand that there is an entire industry. And what about the jobs in that industry? What about the jobs that we could be creating using solar, using wind, using water? There's more jobs using these three elements than there are digging in the ground, fracking our water supply, which is already limited because we let Nestle take anything and everything that they want. On top of that, we also this is the move we need to make. When we have our competitors, other countries that are using natural sources, and I don't mean natural gas, I mean the wind, the sun, the water, in ways in which for them to create energy, it's time to get on board. We're doing the wrong thing. Heading in the wrong direction. We keep wanting to dig this hole, wondering why we can't get out. And in Incredibles, he was like, if you want to get out of the hole, first you got to put down the shovel. And that's what we need to do. We need to put down the shovel in the form of leaving gas and oil the hell alone and figuring out how we can go. Yo, what did I show y'all? The video of the man who was doing what Tesla created, and then he had the light bulb, and the light bulb going off, and the light bulb going off, and the light bulb is nowhere near this machine that is just perpetuate, keep going in circles and circles, and he's putting his hand through it and around it. It's there's no harm here. It can't hurt me, but it's turning on a light bulb. This is what Tesla created in order for us to have free energy. And I had to pray over him because I was like, oh no, they finna kill you, boo. This is not the technology that they want to get out, because if I can't control you, the hell you need me for? So I'm really excited that the Biden administration on Tuesday said that it has approved the nation's first major offshore wind farm, building it as the launch of a new domestic energy industry that will help eliminate emissions from the power sector. The announcement fits neatly with President Joe Biden's broader agenda to combat global climate change by decarbonizing the nation's economy. The move, however, was quickly condemned by the fishing industry, which said its concerns about the project's impact on fish stock and vessel traffic had been met with silence. No, because I also understand that what we do here, have I ever tried a vegan burger? Let me finish this article, and then we could talk about that, Clyde, because when it comes to food, that's my love language. And so the approval of the Vineyard Wind Project, which is located 14 miles off the coast of Massachusetts, is a significant milestone in more than a decade-long effort to permit a commercial-scale offshore wind project in U.S. waters. And as you guys know, here in Massachusetts, we have many wind, not farms, but wind propellers. We have one here in Boston that's randomly in Dorchester that you won't even see it if you don't actually look for it. I know. So my mom lives in Plymouth, and I know that they have 3 in Plymouth, Kingston. And I imagine there's some throughout Massachusetts as well. And so in some ways we are kind of progressive, even though we're still in the Stone Age as far as being racist is concerned. And so, With just 2 small offshore wind facilities, the U.S. has lagged European nations in developing the technology. The Vineyard Wind and other U.S. projects that were ultimately shelved face concerns about damage to fishing, tourism, birds, historic sites, and property values for putting dozens of spinning steel turbines near scenic coastline. And so former President Donald Trump, can we pause here for a minute? And so I was on TikTok the other day and they were like, explain a natural phenomenon that puzzles you. And so the woman was just like, I got this. Tell me why we are so ass backwards. And so we cut the grass, which prevents bees and butterflies and other flying insects from being able to create their nectar or eat their food. We cut the grass and then we put the grass in bags and put it in the trash when it literally biodegrades itself. Then in the fall, when the leaves fall and bugs are putting their eggs underneath these leaves, we rake up the leaves and put them in the trash. Like, why are we? This is literally an ecosystem that we are destroying, and it makes no freaking sense. On top of that, why do we plant grass when we could be planting vegetables? I was like, ooh, sis got points. Not a point, but points. And I totally agree with it. And we're really looking forward to now moving into the phase where we can actually start building the first large-scale offshore wind farm in the United States. But the Vineyard Wind Project is intended to create enough electricity to power 400,000 homes in New England. The administration said in a statement initially construction would begin as soon as this year, and the project will begin delivering electricity to the grid in the second half of 2023. The project is meant to create 3,600 jobs, delivering on Biden's campaign promise that fighting climate change by expanding clean energy sources will boost employment rather than reduce it. I've always believed that fighting climate change is not only good for the environment, but good for the economy, said Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. The approval is a win for the Vineyard Wind Joint Project owners. The project began its federal permitting process more than 3 years ago and endured a string of delays, and due to part concerns with the wind turbines would interfere with commercial fishing. But I want to talk to the commercial fishing people because I want to know what their concerns are that they feel fell on deaf ears, because we're not reading it in the article because they left that part out. But I want to know, what are the concerns from the fishing industry, and how can we make this a win-win? Like, if they have concerns, they are also the ones that we need to go to for the solutions. So, and that's how I feel about everything. Like, don't sit here and sit at a table with you and your white friends and think, oh, we're going to find the solution. Nah, the people who it's a problem for are the people who also can give the solution. So just like all of these parents out here have a problem with the education system, we also have the solution. But y'all don't ever want to listen to the damn parents. We are the stakeholders we're the expert stakeholders, while you're over here employing and commissioning multi-million-dollar everybody else's, but the people who actually have the first-hand knowledge. I digress. So, have you ever tried a vegan burger? So, Justin Springer was here 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago, and he is co-owner of Rhythm and Wraps. And I was there yesterday eating a steak and cheese sub in the form of Impossible Beef. But I felt like it was in alignment with my 80-20, because 80% of the food I eat is raw and 20% is that steak and cheese from Impossible Beef. That shit is, it is so good. It is so good with peppers, onions, mushrooms, some like little fake sauce that look like cheese, but it's not cheese. It's made with like yeast or something. Yes. I bought Impossible Beef and brought it home and cooked it. It went straight in the trash. That was the $8. I wasted $8. So I got the burgers, like the Impossible Beef burgers, and it came with 4 burgers. I was like, oh, I'm about to trick the kids. We about to have cheeseburgers tonight. They ain't gonna know it's not real beef. I cooked it and it smelled like dog food. I was like, I am not eating this. And I did what I would have done if it was beef. I seasoned it. I put a little sazon on it, put a little sofrito. I make my own sofrito for those who many don't care, but I make my own sofrito. And so, like, I doctored it up, was ready to put some, because, I'll go to Fridays real quick and get some Jack Daniel's sauce. I ain't finna go to Fridays with those little ass shrimp that they try to give you. Not gonna work for me. So I get the $6 container of the 8 ounces of the Jack Daniel sauce, and we fry our own shrimp and then make Jack Daniel chicken, shrimp, whatever you need, whatever you want, French fries, all that. And so it didn't come out right. Long story short, it was absolutely disgusting. So, have I tried a vegan burger? Yes. And not just a vegan burger. I've tried an Impossible meat from Rhythm and Wrap, but I've also done like a whole bunch of like chickpea burger and bean burger, and like I've done all of that. I like food. I like food. Racist housing policies leave lasting scars on Lafayette, but not just Lafayette, on the entire country. So for those who do not know, on either side of the University Ave, just outside of downtown Lafayette, a decade-long history of racial segregation is laid bare. If you take a look at here in Massachusetts, when you look at Mass Ave, there is little to no difference, except for now they have scooted their way down a little bit and now are in Roxbury, trying to gentrify Roxbury, and they are making their way all the way down Blue Hill Ave into Mattapan. And so the once vibrant Four Corners where the University Avenue met Cameron Street stands out, a division of some of the city's earliest neighborhoods separated by race, as a visualization of the decline of their predominantly Black North Side. And so I read this story just because I want you to understand that this is not just a Massachusetts problem. Like, this is across the nation, throughout years and years and years of like the haves and the haves not. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry. We're gonna take a break, pay these bills, and I'm gonna attempt to fix what I just broke. I don't know how that's gonna work, but Danielle, I need you. I really don't know how I broke this damn thing.
No two ways about it. The past year has seen little but challenge after challenge. Now change is in the air, and a chance to get back to the things we love is right in front of us. Back to family and friends, back to travel, back to dancing, dining, and shows, back into the community we've so missed. Do your part. Get vaccinated safely and for free. Schedule your appointment now at bmc.org/get vaccinated.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, homeownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tayla Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Tayla Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Okay, so I fixed it. So the reason why I read the article is because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about real estate. And, for many of those who do not know, I'm a real estate agent. I've been an agent for over 5 years. I'm with Thumbprint Realty. And during COVID, when none of us could work, because didn't nobody want no one in their house, didn't no one want to sell their house, didn't no one want to go to nobody else's house. And so there was nothing I could do, but I was getting calls and calls and calls and calls of people who were like, listen, now I have now that I have some time on my hands, what is it that I need to do? What are my next steps? And so I, as a realtor, spend more than 60% of my time just educating folks. And so I went ahead and I wrote a book called Finally Home, the step-by-step guide for people preparing for first-time home ownership. And I realized just how much we don't know when it comes to homeownership, generational wealth, building and fixing your credit. And it just, for me, I just like put my soul on paper of the things that we should have known and should know over the course of, you know, all of these years. And so my most favorite part about the book is the historic part of it, the history of how Blacks have been disenfranchised from the beginning on homeownership. And so I say all that to say, you know, it's this systematic racism and lack of transfer of generational wealth through home ownership is not just here in Massachusetts. And we tend to believe that we are siloed in our problems by ourselves. But I really want to open the floodgate to have a conversation as far as nationwide is concerned. Nationwide is on your, no, they're not actually. And so as far as nationwide, the home mortgage was not, they were part of the biggest scandal that hit the real estate bubble to begin with. And so I need us to be completely educated on our past. And because if we're not educated on our past, we will be doomed to repeat history. And so I say all that to say you can purchase Finally Home, the step-by-step guide for people preparing for first-time home ownership. On the website, you can go to Frugal Bookstore in Roxbury. You can also purchase one at Faith Naturals in Mattapan. And so it's out there. And if you own a small business and you don't mind putting t-shirts, hoodies, or books in your store, please hit me up, 617-459-0041. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell real estate, 617-459-0041. Or if you know someone who is suffering from foreclosure, in auctions. Oh my goodness. I just had a client that I was talking to the other day and she was like, Tayla, I really need your help. My house is for auction tomorrow. Why you didn't call me 30 days ago? So if your house is up for auction, and trust and believe there are going to be so many more properties on auction. So I have my sister's friend, who is a white woman, is connected to some banker who is in the industry, who is a know-how. So this is like hearsay. This is 100% hearsay. I don't know if it's true. There's no way for me to fact check it or validate it. But my sister's friend, who is interconnected with the banking industry, said, listen, as soon as this moratorium is over, everybody getting their house taken. And I know here in Massachusetts, we're a little bit more lenient because we are a consumer state. If you are a consumer, you have the protection, you have the rights. You're, as a renter, you have all of the protection and all of the rights. This is called Massachusetts for a reason, because a mama got to be damn near a crackhead before a daddy get full custody. And so in Massachusetts, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for your house to be taken away. But please, best believe, I have client, she called me last week, told me that she had a foreclosure and they was auctioning off her house on Friday. And I was like, had you called me 30 days ago, we could have put this on the market, could have got you a cash buyer. You could have paid off whatever left payoff quote you have, whatever you have left on the house, and you could have walked away. So she owed, the house would have sold. If I sold it, the house would have sold for $560. She owed only like $225. She would have walked away with damn near $400,000. You put that back into a house that you purchased so you don't have to pay the taxes on it. She would have been Gucci. But she waited for the last minute. So if you know somebody who's in that predicament or in that situation, you do not have to lose your house at all. You don't have to lose it to foreclosure. You don't have to lose your house to auction. You can sell it. Pocket your profit, and keep it moving. Pay the bank what they owe, and you don't have a foreclosure. You don't have a bankruptcy. You don't have bad credit that's going to stay with you for the next 7 to 10 years. Like, there's options out here, baby. I'm tired of us not knowing the options. Tayla, a nurse, lost her job telling folks the truth about vaccines. They're trying to silence people from speaking out against it. You're absolutely right. And it wasn't just a nurse. Remember my heartbeat out in Florida, who was working with the numbers. She was working for the State Department in Florida. And they were like, yo, they're playing with these numbers. These ain't the real numbers. She was like, tell the truth. Tell the truth about the numbers. And they were like, nah, B, I got a job and a family. Like, I got a 401k and kids at home. good luck to you. And they ended up, so according to reports, I don't believe. According to reports, allegedly, she hacked the emergency system to send out a mass text message to let everybody know that the numbers were fake. She need to be a freaking hero. She needs a Pulitzer Prize. What is it? The humanitarian award prize. We are giving people the wrong people are getting accolades because that one needed an award. She needed an award. She over here trying to warn folks of what the hell going on, and she ended up in jail. I was, y'all know I'm addicted to TikTok, right? So I was watching a TikTok, and the girl was like, "You know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna put some money on this man's books." And so he got life in jail, and he went ahead and killed a child diddler. And then on his way to go tell the guard that he killed the child diddler, he saw another what's this thing called, like somebody else who a molestation, somebody who molested a child, and he went ahead and killed him too. He was like, I got life. So they separated him from the rest of sexual assault, not victims, sexual assault offenders, and they put him in a hole. And she was like, I want you to eat all the top rank. I want you to have all the snacks, your little Debbie snack, the best toothbrush they got in commissary. I'm gonna put something on his books. And I don't know what made me think about that, but my mind just went all the way to the left. So racist housing policies, domestic violence isn't about physical violence. State laws are now beginning to recognize that. What I say on Monday? Can y'all stop paying people to do a study about a study about a study about a study about a survey about a study about research about a study about research and a survey? Because all you got to do is speak to the victims, baby, and the victims will give you everything that you need to know. And so 3 or more U.S. women are murdered every day by their current or former intimate partner, and that may be due part to state laws and not being able to capture the full range of behavior that constitutes domestic abuse. And so we were having this conversation last week about Verizon not wanting to let domestic violence victims, say that 10 times fast, remove themselves from the phone policy of their abuser. And they're like, yo, we're going to be losing money. And you over here thinking about the money aspect of it. And now the states are like, it's not always about like arguments and short tempers and violent tendencies. Like, it's a different type of control. I know who you're talking to. I can see who you're texting. It's a different type of mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual violence. Like, nah, it's not only about getting your ass kicked. And so the states are just now recognizing this, but little to no states have altered the laws in order to prove that they understand what victims are going through. And so research shows, however, that domestic abuse has sometimes does not have any violence attached to it at all. For 28 to 33% of victims, the homicide or attempted homicide was the first act of physical violence in the relationship, but there was a host of other mental and emotional violence that took place. And so I say all of that to say, I like again and again and again and again and again and again and again, stop paying people with PhDs and start paying the people who actually relive or live the experience, because those are the people with lived experience that are the actual professionals of what it is you are seeking to find. 2 brothers get in school suspension for wearing Black Lives Matter shirts to school, shirts en masse. They're from Oklahoma. They were removed from their elementary school classroom and isolated from students because they wore Black Lives Matter. Ben Stapleton, 8, and his 5-year-old brother spent their entire day at school in their principal's office at Ardmore Elementary School. A week before this incident, Jordan Herbert, their mother, was suspicious about her elder son's Black Lives Matter shirt was inside out. And she was told that PE teacher forced Ben to do so in order to participate in class. Y'all know he knows nothing about politics or his rights, right? So y'all make him turn the shirt inside out because you don't like it. The school would make the same attempt. She went ahead and sent all 3 of her children to school with Black Lives Matter shirts. 2 of them were placed in school suspension. Both of them missed recess, had lunch taken away from them, and Ben missed his weekly tutoring. The shirts themselves did not violate any dress code, but Superintendent Kim Holland said she is against politically charged shirts. I bet you if that mama said Blue Lives Matter, they would have went to school all day and wouldn't have had an issue. I understand what she is saying, but the school is not a place to have all that, political back and forth upheaval. We're trying to be more neutral in a school that advocates for all of our children and what they need. And the mother said, allow my child to express their lives how they want to express their lives. The city of Baltimore, according to Area Vibes, has a white population that makes up more than 67%. And Black people about 10%. Baltimore is a very red city as well, according to U.S. data showing that 72% of the voting population favored former President Donald Trump. And so, like I said, Blue Lives Matter could have said Trump, and I bet you they would have got away with it. And so 34 lynching victims in Maryland was granted a pardon posthumous, like after their death. The souls of 34 Black men and boys who were lynched between 1854 and 1933 were given some form of peace over the weekend after Maryland's governor granted them pardons. So Larry Hogan made an announcement on Saturday while unveiling the new historic marker that memorialized Howard Cooper, a 15-year-old boy who was dragged from the jailhouse and hung by a lynch mob in 1885. The pardon came after students from Loch Raven Technical Academy and the Maryland Lynching Memorial Project launched a petition earlier this year urging the governor to pardon Cooper. The petition led governor to look into the documented racist killings within the state. Hogan shared hopes that the pardons will in some way help to see right these horrific wrongs. The Republican governor who is running for president in 2024 stood alongside Baltimore County Executive Josh Oglewiski and Maryland House Speaker Adrian Jones as the new memorial was unveiled in Townsend, Maryland, the same location where the jail Cooper was snatched from once stood. So I am so glad that this is what is taking place. And at the end of the day, we know the real reason why he did it, because he's running for president in 2024. And if you don't vote for me, you're not Black. In the words of Joe Biden. What time is it? Ooh, time flies. Our planet, our future, another desperate plea for humanity to wake up. There is no law of nature according to which all technological civilizations must destruct, nor is there any guarantee that the great experiment of civilization will succeed. And so, long story short, in 2019, more than 11,000 scientists from around the globe signed the World Scientist Warning for a climate emergency, which opens the ominous declaration that clearly and unequivocally planet Earth is facing climate emergency. That same year, Tim Lenton, the colleagues published an article in Nature suggesting that we may be approaching a global cascade of tipping points that led to a new, less inhabitable hothouse climate. Going back to what I originally said, they're trying to get us off this planet. What was the movie with Ben Affleck? Was it Ben Affleck or was it Matt Damon? It was one of the ones that's from New England, and the rich people lived in the sky and the poor people lived on Earth. And the rich people who lived in the sky control the poor people who live on Earth. And you don't think we don't have a race to space? What did my uncle say yesterday? He said, there's going to be Star Wars before there's peace on Earth. So I hope you ain't afraid of heights. Because if they leave, I'm going too. The truth of the matter is I really don't want to leave. I would rather, because I'm not with that whole like planet in the sky creating a whole spaceship, aka the moon. Like I'm not with that. I really do like Earth. I like being on ground. this moving rock that's spinning around the sun. And I enjoy water way too much. And so I would rather just be in my submarine that docks in the South Carolina islands that are occupied by formerly enslaved persons. That's what I would. If I could create right now, snap my fingers, I live absolutely in a submarine that turns into a yacht that docks in South Carolina in somewhere on the islands. But we're definitely like one of the things that I wanted you guys to be mindful of and to be extremely mindful of is the Noam Chomsky. I really like his work actually. What is it called when an animal's about to extinct? Extinct animals of 2021. And so, whilst the extinction can be a natural part of evolution, it's also a phenomenon that is greatly enhanced and sped up by human activity. We here have seen 5 species that have been officially labeled extinct in 2021 alone. 5 species in 2021 that are now no longer living. Oh, shoot. Okay, so there was a story that I wanted to read to you yesterday, and I completely forgot. Oh, no. No. Mm. Do, 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 do. Damn it, what was it? I think I took a picture of it. Because I read it and I was like, oh shoot, this is not real. Here it is. So Russia is going to try and clone 3,000-year-old Scythian warriors. And so Russia's defense minister, now no crackamane scientist in the bottom of some building, the actual defense minister wants to clone. Mind you, we ain't cloned a person that we know of because they ain't told us that they cloned somebody, but we know that they cloned sheep before. What was the girl, Betty the sheep, whatever the sheep name that we cloned. And we know that they're trying to clone food and do micro 3D printing food. But this man want to bring back 3,000-year-old soldiers. What war is he finna win? Yo, when I watched The Mummy and they're like bringing back their Egyptian soldiers, it's just like, yo, these people is just crazy. And then 3 years later, he's like, nah, we finna bring back these 3,000-year-old soldiers. Like, I cannot make this up. The defense 3,000 defense minister suggested he wants to clone a group of oh, y'all can see photos and stuff. Yo, if y'all don't understand the problems, there's nothing I can do, baby. Like, I could just present the information in front of you. I can't make you swallow it, but we came all the way to the top of the hour. I just wanted to let you know that the International Union of Conservation of Nature's latest report said that more than a quarter of species has had a quarter of the species it has on its red list are now threatened with extinction, with 35,765 out of the 128,000 species are threatened with extinction because we don't know how to effing do right. So I am Tayla Andre. Waking Up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. I want to thank Dr. Atia Martin and All Aces Inc. for providing us with the dope news stories that you're not going to get from nowhere else, no one else. And everything Tayla Andre, awakening your third eye. That's what we do every day from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We awaken our third eye. Aligning our chakras with the soul naked sweaters Everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre. I just made a couple quick updates to the website, TaylaAndre.com. Please go to the website. Let me know what you think, how you feel, what updates you would like to see. And if there's anything that you think that we should be covering that we have not covered here on the Wake Up with Tayla Andre show, feel free to contact me at TaylaMadeMedia@gmail.com. TaylaMadeMedia@gmail.com. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah.